Hey everyone, today we're going to be learning about evaluating. So let's get started. First of all, we got to know what evaluate means. So if you look at this picture, evaluate means to find the value of. So in other words, we're going to start with an expression, but our answer is going to be a number. The next hint that they give you is be sure to use parentheses when you're substituting values in place of variables. For instance, they give you a good example where you take 2 times the 3 plus 3, and a bad example where if you don't use parentheses, you might think that 2 times the 3 is actually 23, and then you'll get it wrong. Alright, so let's get started. Evaluate the expression when a equals 3 and b equals negative 2. So for number 1, we have a plus b, and what we're doing is we're plugging in numbers for the letter. So for instance, right here you see that a is 3. So where this a is, I'm going to replace it with a 3. Okay, the b is negative 2, so I'm going to replace the b with a negative 2. So now I have 3 plus negative 2. Now if you remember from Tuesday, they are opposite signs, so we subtract them. So 3 minus 2 is 1. They're more positive, so my answer is 1. Second one, 3b minus 2. Okay, a is still 3 and b is negative 2. So if you look, we have a b in this expression. So we're going to replace that b with that negative 2 using parentheses. So 3 and the negative 2. And if you look, the 3 and the negative 2 are actually multiplying. And then we're going to subtract 2. Now we got to remember order of operations as of yesterday. Do we multiply first or do we subtract first? Multiply. So we're going to take 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. Bring down your minus 2. Now I have negative 6 minus 2. So if you remember from Tuesday, same sign. So we add the numbers. And since they were both negative, we keep it negative. So our answer is negative 8. Next one, evaluate the expression. Again, a is 3 and b is negative 2. Okay, this one's a little more tricky. So we have 2b in parentheses to the third. Okay, so that exponent goes with the 2 and the b minus, in parentheses, a minus b. So the first thing I'm going to do is wherever there's an a, I'm going to put a 3, and wherever there's a b, I'm going to put a negative 2. Okay, so in this first one I have 2, and the 2 and the b are multiplying, so 2 times negative 2 to the third minus, and then you have your a, which is 3, minus your b, which is negative 2. Okay, so let's start by doing our parentheses, because that's our first order of operations. So in the first parentheses, you have 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4, still to the third, minus, in this parentheses, you have 3 minus negative 2. When you have two negatives directly next to each other, they cancel and both become positive, so this becomes 3 plus 2, which is 5. Okay, after parentheses, order of operations, the next one would be exponents. Okay, so we have our exponent, so negative 4 to the third is like taking negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. We'll do the first two. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16 times negative 4. Okay, 16 times negative 4 is actually negative 64 minus 5. And negative 64 minus 5, they're the same sign, so we add the numbers, so 69, and keep it negative. So our answer is negative 69. Try one more. Again, a is still 3, b is negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to replace this a right here with a 3 in parentheses. Now this time the exponent only goes with the a. Because the 2 is not in parentheses, the exponent does not have anything to do with the 2. Okay? Plus, and then the b, which is negative 2. So we don't really have anything to do inside of our parentheses. So our next order of operation is the exponent. So 3 to the second, which means 3 times itself, or 3 times 3, which is 9. So this becomes 2 times 9 plus a negative 2. Now we have multiplying and adding, so our next thing to do would be multiplying. So 2 times 9 is 18 plus a negative 2. Now these are opposite signs, so you subtract them and get 16. And because there's more positives, our answer is 16. So that is evaluating. We'll see you tomorrow.